Mystery of stuff. Mailman sees stamp on old unmarked letter, realizes it was sent 156 years ago. Mailman sees stamp on old unmarked letter, realizes it was sent 156 years ago. The days of email and instant messaging have long since superseded the romantic but slow and sometimes ineffective art of letter writing, but 30 years ago this was the most important option. Far and wide communicate distances. On special occasions, you would send an invitation, perhaps to your upcoming birthday, or maybe even to your wedding, and even for everyday small things, such as writing to your grandmother or a pen pal, writing a letter commonplace. Mailman sees letter without marking, realizes that it was sent 156 years ago. A simple letter. In a post office in Michigan in 2015, she came across something that they changed would always thought of letters from the past. A letter that was simply marked Postmaster, New Ego, Michigan in below in another hand and another color ink with the postal code 49337. She turned over the letter, but whoever the sender had left no sender address. Chills heaved her spine as she thought about what to do. There it was, a sticker with the words "Received unsealed" on the back. Why would someone send this unmarked letter? Lori remembers that day when the postmark showed that on April 23, an unmarked letter had been sent out to Grand Rapids in 2015, only 60 miles away. She remembered the handwriting on the front of the clean white envelope, which was for someone who had known for years, and the writing was cautious and special. There was nothing to say that something in him was special. In a few moments she realized how wrong she was. The stamp was long gone, but the name of the city from which it was sent was still pretty legible. She could, however, read the address on the front page perfectly. The address on the older envelope was, Warren W. Shepherd of Croton, New Ego Co., Michigan. Unable to restrict her curiosity, she sat at her desk doing something she would regret forever. Ripping open the old paper to reveal the innards, she discovered a bundle of letters in it. The letters were mysterious and their discovery even more so. They were all neatly folded, if not a bit yellowed, and Lori realized that it was not just another letter. As she leafed through the yellowed pages, she felt a growing expectation. How did she do it? Do not see it before? All the clues were right in front of her and she did not see her until the word she read drew a very vivid picture. A picture of a young man and his journey through the Civil War. Suddenly she came out of the world with a jerk on 100-year-old paper. Some were in perfect condition, she stated, they could read every word. Her hands were shaking. Suddenly I felt the enormity of my hand, my heart leapt into my throat, I held a piece of Americana in my hand, I was ashamed that I was. She carefully removed any fragile paper in the damaged envelope and wished she had not found it, did not know she could not fix it, and put each piece on her desk. All this. The Lori had an idea, in the hope that by unveiling the extraordinary package that she had opened that day, the mystery could be solved who that unknown person was. Who sent the letters to New Ego. One theory was that it had not been anyone at all, that the envelope had to have been removed from an old mail machine. Lori thought that was a little far-fetched. Half a century to deliver a letter is a bit long, she said, also for the U.S. Postal Service. It was not long before the hugely popular story of mystery letters received an answer. A lady from Spring, Texas. She was 100% sure that her 78-year-old grandmother, Nancy Cramwood from Muskegon, Michigan, had sent the letters. In fact, her children were quite upset about the letters, Nancy revealed in an interview. I called in one of my daughters when I read the article and then called my granddaughter in Texas, who is Courtney Cresta. And then Courtney was online right away and found it, posted it, and my other kids saw it, and then my kids called. How could you do that? Mom, you never told us about these letters? Nancy's answer? Well, I think I did not think I needed it. There were 2 full letters, a partial letter, and several fragments, all addressed to the soldier's parents. There were also notes to one number 39, Albert number 39, who appeared to be a younger brother. Lori had every word read, swallowed up the text, dragged into the drama and totally captured the roughness of one of the most turbulent moments in history. It was as if it too were there. Nancy had a lot of questions to answer. Everyone wants to know where they got them and why she sent them to the world without a sender. Her thinking went something like this. My husband always dealt with garbage. So I found the letters and finally I put them in his stuff and forgot about it. There were other letters bearing his surname, so I sent them to his family, and one day I went through the stuff, and I found the letters I sent you. They were probably on my desk for half a year before deciding what to do with them. In the hope that they might find a family member, I put them in the mailbox. When she was asked why she had not shared the letters with a museum, she replied, I wanted to find a family member. That was my idea. I figured if there were family members in Newaygo, the post office would find them. I doubt many younger people would have thought of this option. Because this is not a very big city. Newaygo is a county, but there is also a city and it is not a big city. I think it's a city where so many people know each other, Nancy thought, and it worked. The pieces of the story are amazing. They capture the aspirations of an ambitious young man with big eyes who had no idea what fate had to offer. But were they authentic? Lori called District Manager Chuck Howe of Greater Michigan and said, You will not believe what I've just received. In fact, he asked to see the letters for himself and in person. I will deliver it myself, she answered. They are too valuable to trust the mail. Mystery of Stuff.